Hey y'all, I'm James Wright, and welcome to just outside of Washington, D.C. to the Patina bi-monthly tool meet. Now, every time I do one of these tool sale videos, I get people complaining saying, I wish there was something like this around me, only to then find out there is actually one like this around you. Now, a lot of people do live in tool deserts, and if that's you, I'm sorry, we're trying to fix that, and I'll have a tip at the end on how you might be able to fix that. But if you want to find something like this around you, go to handtoolfinder.com. I'll have more information about it at the end of the video, but it is a compilation of every place I know of to buy hand tools, as well as map and tool groups and collections and lumber finder, and just if you're looking for tools, that's the place to go. So I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, but let's get back to the tool show. Now the tool meet today is a little bit of a smaller one. They do this one every other month here, but there is one that they hold once a year in March that is much larger. They have a tool sale like this, but imagine it a half a mile long. Yeah, I should probably come out for that one sometime. Normally the parking lot is completely full, but even though it was raining today, we still had a half a dozen sellers that came out. And you're going to be able to find all sorts of user tools. And if you come to the yearly meeting in March, this is a half-mile long sale of tables like this. A half mile long. Yeah, a lot of fun. But these meetings happen once every other month, and it's not too far out of Washington, D.C., so anyone in the area can come and partake in a patina meet. Great place to find antique tools. But that's not it. There's also an auction that they hold each month.
Hardwood knob and tote. $10. How about $10? Can I get $10 for this plane? $10? $8? $8? How about $5? $5. I got 5 in the front. Can somebody do 7? How about $7? $7. It's gonna sell for $5. How about 7? Sell it.
5 to 2.
I was beyond flabbergasted at the price at the auction. Most of the tools were going for $2, $3, $4, $5, or even whole sets of user tools going for just a few dollars. Yeah, prices were absolutely great here. It was kind of something I'd be expecting to find in the Midwest.
We're gonna do all 5 of them now. How about all 5 of them for $10? All 5 planes for $10. Got it in the front. How about 12? Can I get all 5 planes for $12? $12. $12. $12. Is that a bid? I saw that. No. All 5 planes for 12? Sold to Scott for $10.
One of the things Patina does really well is they do a demonstration at all of their meets, and today we're going to be doing some blacksmithing. At every meet, they bring in a demonstration or a talk. It might be something like this, where it's a demonstration of how to do metalworking, or they may be doing particular woodworking skills or things that they're showing off a method of making something happen. Or it could be a historical talk, or talking about a collection, or a particular maker and how they used to do things. Sometimes the fun ones are when they bring in an old piece of furniture, and they kind of break it down and show how things were built. The demonstrations and talks are one of the reasons why I love going to some of these meets, and Patina does a really, really good job with it. These are great demonstrations. The information he gave was absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking forward to it. Most of the time they're indoors, but on this one they decided to hold it outside, and unfortunately that means that, of course, it's going to rain. But even with the rain, there were a lot of diehards that came out to see some really interesting things. And I would like to come back to this sometime in the future, maybe when it's not raining or there's something else going on. But particularly, I'm really looking forward to going back in March when they're doing the half-mile long sale. So it's like this, but just a lot bigger. And I would love to see a whole half-mile long tool sale. So yeah, you might see me there in the future. Patina is a really cool group, and especially since they have this meeting regularly, it's just a fantastic opportunity for people in the area. And people do drive from hours around. But this isn't the only one. There are meets all over the US and Canada and Australia and Europe and UK, and I really want to show people how you can find them around you. And particularly, if you don't have one near you, there might be a way to get one near you. Welcome to the new and improved handtoolfinder.com. I've added a bunch of things into this. Number one, we have upcoming tool events, and here you can actually search by Australia, Canada, Europe. If I find in other places, I'll also add quick links there, as well as states, so you can look for what state is near you. There's a calendar, but then they're all listed by actual event and location as well. Next thing I have is trusted online sellers. So these are sellers who sell antique tools online. And there are a lot of them. These are all people that I either know of personally or have heard of, and they will all ship tools. Down below that, we also have parts sellers. So if you're looking particularly for parts for tools, these places have specific sections for finding parts. And then the last section down here are tool auctions. These are auctions that focus on antique hand tools. Next section is the tool finder map. This is the one where I put the most into. And so it gives a little idea, and you can add to it. If you find something that's not on this map, please let me know. But these are locations around the world where you can find antique tools. So I have retool stores, I have specialty tool stores, tool club meetings, in other words, places where the clubs have tool sales, antique stores with tools that they are known booths that sell antique tools, the woodworking shows, most of those also have antique tools for sale. And then I have this one, which is places of interest, places that I would like to go to that have something to do with hand tools. And I have a few in Europe and a couple other places I would love to add to this. So if you know of something that I can add, please let me know. Clubs and groups. This is another page that I'm going to be updating here soon. These are all tool collecting clubs, and each of them give locations where they're at, particularly the Northwest US, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and they all come down here. At the bottom, we also have some international tool clubs as well as Canada, Australia, Germany, New Zealand, and most of these hold regular tool meets. And then down at the bottom, we have other groups and other things where you might buy and sell tools. A lot of these are Facebook groups. Some of them are forums and other things of that nature. Lumber Finder. This is a cool one. So this is a map of the world again, but on this one it is focusing on where to find lumber. So all of these are hardwood dealers. They're not big box stores. They are not construction lumber sites. And I have a lot more of these around the world. On the page, you can actually come over here and fill out the form and have it appear on the map. The last section of this is suggested tools. These are the tools that I generally suggest. They're not the best tools in the market. They're not high quality, but they're not the cheap ones. They're a good bang for the buck, and I go through all of them and go through different planes that I suggest, different tool adaptions. Some of them are on Tay Tools, some of them are on Amazon, but they're all readily available, and most of them will ship anywhere in the world. Every time I do one of these lives, I have someone who's like, wow, I didn't know that was near me. But then I also have people say, I looked at the map and there's nothing around me. If you're in a lot of places in Texas, Louisiana, or you're up in the Dakotas, there's not much for you. There's plenty of countries around where there's not much there. And I want to fix that. One of the things we can do is I am now the Vice President of Membership for the MWTCA. The Midwest Tool Collecting Association is the largest tool collecting group in the world and holds more meets than anyone else in the largest area. And because of that, I now can actually help people create meets. And we're trying to get more tool meets like this in other places where there aren't already. So if you would like to have one of these near you, then send me an email. We need someone on the ground who can actually organize it and set things up and get things going, but then we can do the advertising and get people to the meet. We just need to have a location to hold it. So if you'd be interested in doing that, let's talk. So I hope you like this video, a little bit different. I want to actually show people that there are places around where you can find tools. And there are ways you can get them. They're around, you just have to do some digging for it, and sometimes it's not as easy. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have something that I'm missing on there, send me an email, comment down below. I do read through all the comments and I answer as many of them as I can actually answer. So thank you. And that helps out the channel. Anytime you comment, like, share, subscribe, thank you. Gets us in front of more people, helps the algorithm. You know how it goes. It's YouTube. And that really means a lot. But if you want to take it even farther and really want to help out the channel, all these people over here, they are the patrons on Patreon. And without patrons or members, we wouldn't be here. You guys are the ones who pay so that I can actually make these resources and collect these websites and put them all in one place. I would not be able to do that if I had to have a full-time job. And then if I took sponsorships, rather than doing that, I would have to put sponsors' information there. And right now I can put it on this website without any advertisement, without anything else on it because of patrons and members. And if you like that and would like to help out, then think about becoming a patron or a member. That means a lot. And I think that'll do it for now. Until next time, have a wonderful day. One of my favorite things about going to tool meets is I get to combine different hobbies I have. Tool meets go great in a smoker.